Hi, I'm Dr. Kirsten Swanson here at UNC Charlotte, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Student Concerto No. 4 by Seitz. First of all, when we look at the piece, we see that we have three bigger sections. We have the opening, we have a meno mosso, and we have the return of the tempo primo. So what's important when you start to play this piece is to keep a consistent tempo with the opening section and the tempo primo. What my suggestion is to pick random measures throughout both of those sections and check them with your metronome to make sure that you're staying in time. Now, it's really nice because in this meno mosso section, you can be as free and as expressive as you want. There are a few tricky spots in this that I want to go over with you. First of all is this section with 3-note chords. Now, there's some tricks to playing 3-note chords that make them a lot easier. First of all, we want to play them on a part of the instrument where there's not a lot of height. So I recommend putting the bow close to the fingerboard. How I would practice these is to put the bow down on your D, A, and E string with a lot of weight and then pull quickly. What you're trying to hear is both your D and your E. Now when that gets easy for you, then you can start to add in the other notes. Here it is with the notes. To make it even more powerful, try to add a little bit of vibrato. Another part to this that can be really tricky for students is at this section at the a tempo and here again at the return of the tempo primo. We have a lot of intricate notes under a slur. Sometimes to make that easy for us to learn the notes, we just play it separately. When that feels good to you, add the slur back in. Another trick to playing notes under a long slur is to add stops to the bow. When we do that, it helps space out the bow in an even way so we don't play all the notes at the frog and then end up with 7 notes to play at the tip. Another part of this piece that can prove tricky to the student is this section on the second page. These are called up bow staccatos. You see the notes with the dots under a slur. So this is actually a really fun bow stroke once we figure it out. A good way to practice it is again to play with open strings. So we want to feel the weight in the first finger of the bow. And sometimes to help us find that, take your pinky, your third and second finger off and just use the first finger and your thumb. Sometimes professionals do that all the time. Make sure to play your up bow staccato in the upper half. Now let's talk about the notes that you see at the end of the piece. Here, here, and here. Those are called artificial harmonics. Now some of us know how to play natural harmonics. Here's an example. Now a natural harmonic is the same pitch where your finger is. An artificial harmonic is played in a similar manner. It sounds a different pitch, however. So let's find the first one here. You're going to put your third finger on the E string, play it lightly, and then pull the bow quickly. And what that pitch is actually sounding is your E. Now, if you want to be very fancy in this piece, you may practice playing that high E and doing the shift. However, Seitz has given you another opportunity to play that pitch in an easier manner. Seitz's Concerto No. 4 is very challenging for both the right and the left hand. I recommend starting with a metronome slowly and working your way up. I'm Dr. Kirsten Swanson at University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Happy practicing and have fun.